Hi, everybody. We're going to have a fun class today. My name is Andrea, or Miss Ladybug, because that's what my students call me, because I love teaching about the garden and the earth. And I have a company called Ladybug and Ms. This is my friend TJ.
Hi, I'm TJ Hanrada, and I'm with Playful Evolving Monsters. And we make puppets, we make monsters, and we have a lot of fun doing those kinds of things with families and kids.
Yeah, and I hope you could join us for more classes and then some of awesome Playful Evolving Monster classes. They're pretty cool. Well, today we're gonna make we can make a puppet too. And here's a little version of it. I don't know if you can see it. Hello. And this is a river cooter, and it's got its head pops in and out. And it's made out of a plastic bottle. And we have an earth turtle.
And why is it an earth turtle?
Wow, I wanted to do an earth turtle because there are so many stories around the world about the earth and turtles and the creation stories.
Very cool.
Yeah, there's from China to India to this continent in North America. There's lots of stories about the earth being a turtle. And in fact, some Native American tribes consider North America Turtle Island. The whole continent is Turtle Island.
That's so cool.
Because they believe that the turtle helped bring the earth up from the ocean to make the land that we all get to live on. So it's pretty cool, right?
It is very cool.
So right here, you can see how cute he is. And I made out of bottle caps and a funny little cat food container. This is a Meow Mix container because my kitty likes Meow Mix. So what can we do? So there we go. And then we also have two 2-liter bottle bottoms. Here's what it looks like. You just cut the bottom off of a 2-liter bottle. Pretty neat. And you might have to have some help with, from a big person, but you can try it yourself too. I did use some pretty big scissors to cut it, but we can get that help. But I want to share with you a little presentation about some of the turtles we're going to make today. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Here we are. Yay! So as you know, Earth Day is coming up. Earth Day is, hopefully we can celebrate together, is on Thursday this coming week. It's the 22nd, and it's the 51st anniversary of Earth Day.
Ooh,
wow.
That's a long time.
I know. And Earth Day is amazing because it is a way for us to be aware of our environment and help make policy decisions and make decisions on ways that we can have a healthier and cleaner environment. So we could breathe fresh air and have clean water. Speaking of water, a lot of turtles love the water. And isn't this such a cute turtle here? Try to be like the turtle, at ease in your own shell. So as we were talking about, turtles from around the world have been related with the earth and creating the earth. And turtles symbolize wisdom, perseverance, and longevity. I'm sure you've heard about some stories where turtles take a long time.
They can be really slow, but they also live really long, so they don't have to hurry at all, do they?
Exactly, they live a really long time. So in our continent, we have the Lenape and we have the Iroquois, and they have stories about how I said the soil is piled on the back of a great sea turtle, and it rises out of the ocean carrying the entire world. This is a pretty cool picture. You might be familiar with that from some fun stories, but this was from like the Indian culture as a drawing. This I thought was like, whoa.
I'd never heard this before. This is amazing.
Yes. It's so amazing. So, and every year we have 13 moons in a year. So I know you've heard of 12 months in a year. Well, there's actually 13 moons in a year. And some civilizations and First Nations, they follow a moon calendar. And so that means there's 13 moon months. And look at the back of the turtle. It's got 13 sections. And then around the edges are 28 days.
28.
28.
Exactly.
Wow. And that's like 365 days. That's like a whole year on the back of a turtle. And so I found this from Cherokee. And so they were like looking at the turtle and looking at the sections. And that was really cool.
Very cool.
So I was like, whoa. And then hopefully you're like, whoa. Oh my gosh, these turtles. There's also some really neat stories. Here is the link for the turtles. And there's a story here about, why the turtle has the different segments. And if you guys would like to look at that, would you like to look at that? Yeah.
I would like to look at that.
Let's see what happens if I click this. Oh my goodness. The story of the turtle calendar. Wow. Would you like to read it?
Let me see if I can. Many, many moons ago, before Creator put humans on the earth, the creatures of the animal kingdom could talk and communicate with one another, just as humans did much later.
Just like we're talking now.
Just like we're talking now. In this long ago time, Turtle was making his way through the leaves on the forest floor when Raven landed on a tree close by.
Caw-caw!
Hello, friend Turtle, said Raven. How are you today? Fine, said Turtle, but I wish I could see the world from above as you do. All I ever see is what's right here in front of me.
What's happened next? So then the Raven said, clamp your mouth onto one end of that broken twig on the ground, and I'll hold the other end up in my talons and carry you to the sky. Turtle did as Raven said, and they went up above the treetops and up over the rivers and hills. After a while, Raven said, well, Turtle, how do you like the view from way up here? Turtle opened his mouth to speak, and he let go of the twig, and he fell back to earth, shattering his smooth shell into many pieces. Raven was horrified at what had happened to his friend.
Creator saw everything that had happened and took pity on Turtle. Turtle, Creator said, I didn't make you to fly in the sky. I made you to crawl slowly on the earth. This will be a lesson to you. I will put your broken shell back together. But from now on, your shell will have a new purpose. You will have 13 spaces on your back for the 13 moons in a year, and 28 spaces around your shell for the number of days in a moon. You will also be the keeper of knowledge, and you will live a longer life than all the other forest creatures.
Wow! So that's why turtles live a long time and they have these neat spaces on their back. That's why the calendar on our turtle back equals 364 days, and Cherokee and many other tribes have 365 days in their year. The extra day is the green corn day, which is usually on midsummer when the corn crop is new and holds the promise of a good harvest. On this day, all offenses are forgiven and a great feast are prepared and eaten. This is the day that everything starts anew. Look at that beautiful art.
I know.
Isn't that nice?
It is nice.
Okay, let's see what we have here. I'm still like, whoa!
And I was like, whoa!
So we're going to get started on making some turtle art. This time of year, like I said, it's Earth Day, but let's try to think about things we can make from recycled material. I've been playing with recycled material and I'm just blown away about all the cool things that we can make. I don't even want to buy any more art supplies. I just want to make stuff out of recycled material. So as you can see, we have acrylic that you can use to paint with. We have a glue gun, which you can use to attach the head and the feet and so forth. I only use the glue gun on the earth turtle. This tape helps us create a ball so we can paper mache. Here are those 2-liter bottles, cut the bottoms off, some paintbrushes. If you don't want to use scissors, you can use box cutter. Maybe a parent or a friend helps you with that. I just use basic Elmer's glue. I got a stick, I got some paper, and this is all the material I used for both turtles. Let's see what other turtle stuff. Oh, let's get ready to make some paper mache. As you can see, paper mache has been around a really long time, all the way, 200 AD? I don't even know how long ago that is.
A long time.
A long time.
A long time.
That's a really long time. And so let's make some together. All right, I'm going to see if I can get off here. Let's see. Stop that. Hi again. Oh, very cool. So now we're gonna make some paper mache together. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Now there's different ways to make paper mache, right?
There are. I use flour and water in mine, and I just put it in a bottle and shake it up like that.
Wow.
But you're doing something different, aren't you?
I am. I'm gluten free, so I didn't have any flour. So I would do flour. I would do flour, but I didn't have any flour because I can't really eat it. So I think a lot of people have Elmer's glue. This is you can use different kinds of Elmer's glue. You can even use the purple stuff. We had a bunch of this because slime, but they're just purple glue. But I didn't have a lot of glue, but you don't even need a lot of glue. So this was like the end of a bottle. And so there's not even like that much in it. Let's see if there is. Let's see. I might have to even put some water in here to get it out.
Yeah, if you put it in and shake it up a little bit.
Oh, just like your
just
technique.
like I did with mine. Yeah.
I like your technique. So here we got some water. So I'm just gonna pour a little bit of water in there. Nick, what do you think?
That's probably enough.
Not even very much.
Yeah.
Not even very much. And there was only maybe like a tablespoon of glue in the bottom of this container. So I'm going to shake it around. And this is what we're going to use as our bonding agent that helps connect the paper together. That's pretty neat. So very simple. And now it comes right out. Whoa. Pretty simple. All right. Going to close that up. Move that out of the way. I am a clumsy person. Thank you. So we just have a little bit of gluey water in there. I find tearing strips of newspaper super satisfying.
Super satisfying.
So I started the long way. So it's the long way. This is the wide way. I'll call it the long way.
So if it's this kind of a sheet, it's this way.
Yeah.
And it's this kind of a sheet, it's that way.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell when you start to tear it.
So I do a few tears at the top sometimes just so I like have a little thing. And then I go, whoa! Very easy. Whoa! I don't know why that's so satisfying. I could just sit here and I could just rip paper. Oh, I even like the sound of it. Oh, so good. So you're gonna rip a few strips of paper.
And if you don't have newspaper, you can use a grocery bag or
A
packing paper,
yeah.
or even just old wrapping paper. Like when you get presents, you want to save some of that old wrapping paper, you can use it too.
I didn't know you could use wrapping paper.
Can.
So now I took one of my strips and I'm just making it into a ball. You don't even have to use a strip, but I just had some. And I'm making it into a ball. And what I'm making kind of like a paper ball. And then I'm going to tape it together. And I'm going to tape it onto this little cat container.
That's pretty smart.
Is that a good way to do it?
That is a good way to do it.
So we got
a roundish top on the back of the turtle.
Yeah. I was thinking about putting a little house, like before I made it into an earth, I was thinking about how cool it would be to actually just paint it into a house. With like a door and like a window.
Actually, my mother does that, and she makes them all into a town and has those little cars and lets kids in the neighborhood come over and play in her house with that. It's very fun.
Are they turtles?
No, they're not turtles. She uses ice cream cups. Oh. And she paints doors and windows on them and puts them out on her little town.
Well, I think we're gonna have to do that too.
I think that would be a good thing to do when you get your farm here going, that you can have a space for kids to just play like that.
Oh, I am totally. So we're at a farm right here, and it's kind of quiet right now. I guess the chickens are sleeping and the cats are sleeping, but sometimes a creature might kind of come up on us and say hi. So I made a little ball, and I'm going to tape it now onto this little plastic cup. And if you don't have this kind of cup, you could use even a Yoplait or like a yogurt container or other type of container.
Cream cheese or butter.
Yeah, so it could even be all different shapes, because like we're doing an earth turtle. Could you hand me that other tape? Since this tape got too sticky, I can't even peel it off. That happens sometimes. That's why I like to have a little bit of a nail sometimes. Okay, now I got a little more tape. All right, I'm taping it down. And should we put some strips into our What is your best technique for your paper mache dipping?
Actually, when I do paper mache with paper,
Yes.
I dip my fingers into the glue and wipe it all around the project first, rather than dipping my paper into the glue. And it works much better because when you dip your paper in the glue, first of all, that's a little,
No.
that's just a little spot, so you're
Right.
not going to get, but it also ends up folding up and getting too, yucky to use. So put your glue on the project and then just pat your paper down into the glue, and that works really well.
Could I dip the ball into the glue?
You could.
Wow.
Yeah,
We're
could.
figuring out a new way to do stuff.
That would work really well.
All right. So taping my ball down, and it doesn't have to look nice.
No.
This is time we're just making the form of it. So if it looks kind of messy, it's okay.
No big deal.
Honestly, it really looks messy until you paint it. Right?
Yeah. Well, and if you look at a turtle's shell for real, it is kind of, it's not very smooth. Often they're not.
They're bumpy.
Yeah.
Some of them have a smooth shell. This river cooter actually does have a pretty smooth shell. If they live in the water primarily, they have a smooth shell.
Why is that?
Guess why?
Could
you guess why?
I think it might be so that they swim better.
Yeah, because the water could just go smooth over their shell, so they could be like hang 10, So I just dipped it in there, and I didn't do that last time, and I could just go like this.
Yep.
Oh, cool! I just dipped it in there, and I just kind of teared it at the end,
and then just.
Yep. It's like putting on a Band-Aid. And it's just sticking right on. And then if I guess I need to stick some more,
a little more on
I just tap it on, and it sticks on like that.
Yeah. Awesome. And when you get it done, then you put a little more on your hand and wipe it all over really good.
Oh, I bet.
Let it dry.
You know what's cool about glue? Does wheat make things shiny? Because glue kind of makes things shiny.
Wheat does not make things shiny like glue does anyway. But lots of times when I do a paper mache, I put a layer of glue and water on over it too, because that kind of helps to protect it. But I usually do that after I paint. Like with these guys, I would put a layer of glue, just paint.
So if I have extra of this afterwards,
yes,
I could just put a coating on my little earth turtle. You can't see.
Yeah, and it would make it shinier, and it would help to protect your paint. Well,
cool. If I have leftover, I'm going to paint a coat on the earth turtle. That's a great idea. So how many layers do you think I should do?
For this, you don't really need a lot of layers because you've got a really strong support underneath of it. Yeah, just maybe 2 layers would be fine.
Oh, so that's a pretty fast project.
Yes, it is.
So there is something to be said. We gotta let it dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the harder part.
That is harder part. If it's a sunny day, you can always just go outside, take a break, enjoy the sun, and leave your creation out in the sunshine. And will it dry faster?
It will dry faster, and especially if it's a little bit windy, it will dry very fast.
Oh, good. Well, I think then we can go pretty fast today because it seems like there's a little breeze outside.
But lots of times I also, if I'm in the winter and doing projects, I'll turn on the fan anyway, because the fan helps to dry it up too.
Oh,
like
well,
the ceiling fan, or I have a little table fan that I put on it.
So it's good to have maybe a fan when you're crafting to help you dry your projects.
Yeah.
TJ, would you like to put some strips on the back of what's going to be our river cooter?
I would, but do you want to tell us why you're only putting strips on in between here and you're leaving the rest of it open?
Well, yes, I will tell you why.
Thank you.
So I am really into things lighting up. And so I am going to put a light inside of my river turtle because I think it'd be a really cool night light. Hello.
That's so cool.
So if you notice, there's still some like light shining through. You could even still paper mache the bottom, but and I might even paper mache the bottom, but I want to put a little solar light inside, and then it'll light up. Maybe you could use it as a night light.
That's very cool. That would be so fun.
I kind of like when things light up. So that's why. And also I think it still looks kind of nice with the pattern and the texture. You'll see a picture of the river cooter. They're actually not all green, and I really like that they have different colors and shapes on them. So I'm just sticking it down with my finger. I'm kind of like rubbing the edges down to help it sort of stay down.
And if you need to put a little more glue on your fingers and rub it down that way, that works too.
Yay. Super easy. Sometimes I'll tear like really little pieces and make almost like tiny band-aids.
Band-aids, yeah.
For like the little creases and stuff.
Yep.
To smooth it out. Because I feel like the little pieces make things smoother if you tear them into little pieces. So I have little pieces, so I am just dipping them directly into the glue mixture and making it like a band-aid. And make it nice and smooth. And now you could paper mache anything onto these plastic bottles. I think we should have some more fun making creatures out of plastic bottles.
I think plastic bottles are one of my favorite things to do. I made a lot of fun monsters out of plastic bottles.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You guys have to tune in and see more monsters.
Yeah. You know why I like monsters?
Why?
There is no such thing as an imperfect monster. Did you know that?
An imperfect monster.
Yeah.
So every monster is perfect?
Every monster is absolutely perfect.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
So they don't have to worry about being, something that everybody else is not. They don't have to worry about being different because that's what they're supposed to be. That's what makes them perfect. Monsters don't care what the rest of the world says they're supposed to be like.
Very cool. All right, so here is this little turtle mountain. That's going to be the shell. See? There we go. Gonna let that dry, like we said, before we can paint it. Let's see how you do.
Yeah, so I've got strips coming down each of the little valleys in between the humps on the turtle back, and now I'm going to put a strip all around the outside too.
Oh,
like you
just
did
like
the
mine.
chicken. Yeah.
See, it has a strip all the way around, and if you look on the inside, you can see the newspaper all the way around, and that's pretty cool. And then the bottom is just plain, and of course you can paper mache that too. It's got a cutout, so I just cut with some scissors. And I think you can use small scissors too, because it's not hard to cut this. You can just cut a like container. It's easier to cut a triangle. Trying to cut a circle is a little crazy. So I just did snip, snip at an angle. And I don't know if you can see this kind of shiny, but it's a triangle and a triangle on the back. And these aren't even stuck together. So you could use this to like hide treasures.
Or lights.
Or lights. That's what I'm going to do, a treasure light. And then you can have your little, right here, your little guy. Now, I forgot to share with you. I thought I brought a stick in here.
You did. Right here.
I did. That we're also going to paper mache a stick. So this is the little turtle's head right there. And then it's just on a stick, just like that.
So what do you, how do you make this, the stick into a head?
Well, first you have to see what side of it. I don't know. I think I'm going to go for the side right here. I'm going to make it into a turtle head. And just like I did with the cat container, I'm just going to kind of make a little, maybe a head shape. And I don't even worry about it. It's going to just be like real simple, kind of made like a little like ball kind of rolled up with the newspaper. And what if it had a big head? That'd be kind of fun too.
That would be fun.
If you want it to be a puppet like mine, you just have to think about it fitting through that hole. Get a little bit more tape. And I'm going to tape my little piece of paper. That's going to be the turtle head. Here we go. And it's all taped up. So yeah, just a little piece. Yeah, I was thinking, I almost put a hat on my turtle. I was just playing around with these caps, and I was like, I could put a hat on it. That would be kind of fun.
It would be kind of fun.
So now I'm just taking my little turtle, which is going to be the head, and I just basically made a folded, just to kind of make it a little kind of thicker, just at the top. And then of course you can shape it a lot with just how you paper mache it with the strips. So this is just simple, not a lot going on. You can make it thicker. And then I'm just gonna do the same thing. Paper mache around it. I find that I like painting the paper part, like on the plastic. But you can also paint the clear part. So there's just a quality to the thicker part.
Yeah.
There's a quality to the paper that, see, that's opaque, and then that's sort of translucent, which will help for the lantern. And it's when you have a smooth paper mache base, it's nice to paint it. Now, when I paint, I do something before I put color on. You know what I do?
What do you do?
I paint it white.
That's pretty smart.
Yeah.
And why would you do that?
So I painted this whole turtle white. Just was like white. You want to see where's the white paint? Do I have any out? I think I have some nearby. Oh yeah. So I just did some basic acrylic white. And I painted the whole thing white. And you know, I even used plastic as palettes. See the palettes? Here's a palette. This is the top of, like, I think some kale container or something like that. The lettuce. So I use these and I put my plastic. These are great. They're reusable. Just keep adding paint to it. And I painted all white so that when I painted it the blue and the green, I only had to do one coat.
Yeah.
And it was very blue and very green.
So it's a lot more even than if you just painted over the paper, the newspaper with the lettering and stuff on it.
Yeah, because the newspaper is kind of gray and it has like black writing on it, and I wanted to be bright colored.
Yeah.
So it was.
So did you paint white on this one too before you?
Actually, I did. Not.
Yeah.
You can tell I didn't do very thick. I just kind of did it real light.
Yeah.
Like just to kind of make it feel like it was brighter.
Yeah.
I just painted white on the yellow part of the paper.
Yeah.
So I did white, and then I put yellow, and then I put green, the dot circles, and then I put a dark green around the outside of the circle, and then I did a dark green circle inside the circle, and then I painted yellow in the middle. And I was looking at an actual picture of a turtle. And I'll show you that picture too. All right, so I'm almost done with this little turtle head. Super fun. Super easy. Again, when you're doing very little pieces, like little things, it's better to actually have tiny pieces of paper.
And usually it's easier if you tear it before you start gluing it, because then it gets all stuck all over your fingers.
Ah!
Or your back. Oh, hello.
Oh, there's a bulldog. I don't know if you can see his face. He's so cute. That's Elvis. Hi, Elvis. I would give you a little scritch or a pet, but my hands got glue on them. And then that would be really funny and sticky, huh? Oh, goodness.
I'm sure Elvis would like to help paper mache.
Oh, yeah. His slobber is kind of like the perfect material.
Hello, Elvis.
All righty. Hi, Elvis. So here we go. I just made that little kind of like a magic wand that will end up being a turtle head.
Ooh, magic wands.
Ooh,
another project.
We should make some earth wands. Ooh, that's a whole other thing. So this was the finished turtle head. And I did cut out little circles and glued them on.
What did you cut? What do they cut out of?
You could use any kind of material. You could use paper. I happen to have a lot of craft supplies that I just kind of wanted to use up. I will show you because I actually have it right here. I just had all this like foamy stuff.
Yeah, that's fun to play with.
So it's like all this craft supplies. So there's this, that. I don't think you should go buy them. You could use anything. You could use newspaper, a circle. You can use
how about
cardboard?
How about like a cereal box or
Cereal box. That's even better. That's easy to cut and it's a good material.
And it's really strong for making eyes.
It is really strong. See, I don't eat that much cereal, so I would need your help. So again, there we go. And let's learn now. We saw the paper mache. We got our oh, that's very nice. She did that. And then now she can just paint it. She's gonna paint it white.
After it dries.
After it dries. And this was one layer.
One layer.
One layer, super fast. And oh, there's another friend. I was waiting for them to come. I knew they would show up. This is Jazzy Muffins. She's like, what are you doing? And there was like, I think just 2 layers on the earth turtle. So there's a turtle. And then I think this ended up being like 2 layers too. So it doesn't take very long to dry. Now let's see more about some of the turtles we're going to learn about. Let's see, I'm going to share my screen. And we just did that. All right. We made some paper mache together, like you saw. We can use glue and water. We can use flour and water. Now let's learn about some of our flowers. Oh, no, don't drink the glue. This silly. We kind of call this kitty Trash Kitty because she kind of likes to lick and get into like all the stuff. All right, so let's learn a little bit about some of our turtle friends. I like this one at the bottom.
He's so cute. He would be fun to do in paper mache.
I know. That would be a real good project. That might take a little more time.
It would probably take a little more time.
Yeah, you see all those shapes? Those shapes are cool on its back. And it also has kind of a monster-like quality too.
Yes, it does.
So we know he's perfect.
He's perfect.
Alligator snapping turtle. He kind of looks like an alligator. So these are all the Tennessee. We're near the Tennessee River, and here are all the different turtles that live in the Tennessee River Basin. So we have a lot to choose from. Some of these map turtles could also be cool.
They would be very cool,
especially after learning about the calendar.
Yeah.
So I looked at the river cooter, and I'll show you why. But look at all these different kinds of turtles: striped neck, the southern painted. Now look how cool that turtle shell is. Do you see it?
That is very cool.
Do you see how it's
he really does look like he's painted.
I know. And the shell is like yellow, and see all those segments? I don't know if I can count those.
Just like that. I don't know. Can they?
I don't know if you can see my.
I'm not sure. Think they have that in the corner.
I'm like, what we're talking if you guys could see us, but right here, there's the yellow on the back. It's just so cool, and you can kind of see how I did the head and everything. And then this is the parts of the world that this particular turtle lives in. So we're very lucky to live near this turtle. It only lives in the southeast of the United States.
Nowhere else in the world at all?
Nowhere else in the world.
Wow.
This is our special turtle. And I really thought, someone asked me, why would it be called an Eastern River Cooter? Well, may have come from the African word kuta.
That's very cool.
Which means turtle. So, there's a lot of different people that came over in our country's history, and they may have saw the turtle and called it kuta, which could have been interpreted as cooter. Oh my gosh, look at this. I love when I see turtles on top of each other. So here are 2 river cooters, and as they get older, their shell changes color.
Wow.
A lot of changes. So when they're younger, like that little one we saw it had those cool shapes. Now, some turtles are known for being slow, but not the river cooter. They're super fast for a turtle. They have really strong legs. And like we said before, they have a smooth shell because they spend most of their lives in the water.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And they like to hang out together. You might have seen some on a log, all lined up.
Yeah.
So they have yellow stripes. I thought these were cool words. The top of a shell is called a carapace. I didn't know. I didn't know.
either.
The bottom of the shell is called a plastron.
Plastron.
That's a cool word.
That is a cool word.
Plastron. And then the markings between the shell plates are called scutes.
Scutes.
Isn't that neat? Now, females are bigger than males, but males have big claws. So if you saw a big turtle, it might be a female, but if you saw one with big claws, it might be a male. They could be over a foot. That's a pretty big turtle.
That's a pretty big turtle.
Yes, 16 inches. And they have, like we said, the very, very protective shell. They eat mostly plants. But when they're little, they might also eat crayfish and tadpoles and snails and insects. They prefer to live in rivers and streams in the southern United States.
So do they spend most of their time in the water?
Yes, they do.
That's very cool.
They spend most of their time, unless they're hanging out like this one.
Yeah, in the sun.
Look at its back legs. It's doing like some
I know.
Like weird
Aerobics.
pause. Yeah, it's like a very cool pose. Yeah, they're shy. I get shy sometimes too, but they're shy, so if they hear you, they might just jump back in the water. They have been known to walk long distances when they're looking for new fresh water.
That's interesting.
So there is a chance they do travel sometimes. This is pretty cool. Adult cooters are difficult for predators to eat because they're so big.
Yeah.
So only the little ones are in danger of possibly getting eaten by a predator, maybe a fox or a coyote. They are known for helping control invasive plants. Plants that take over.
Yeah.
Especially in the South, it gets warm. There's a lot of plants to take over. So, yeah, they're very helpful. They help keep the water clean from invasive plants. And look how long they can live.
That's pretty long.
35 years.
Yeah. So it's really important that we help take care of them, isn't it? So that they can help take care of our earth.
Our earth. That's what we're all here to do. So if we can help take care of the animals, then the animals can also help take care of where we live. So, there's a lot of things that happen in the river. And if we help keep our rivers clean, then we can have more turtles that help keep the waters even more clean. Because I don't know about you, but I like swimming, especially when it's hot out. And I like to swim in big, beautiful lakes and rivers. And we need to have more clean lakes and rivers to swim in.
Yes, we do.
So here you go. You can see here is the wet paper mache. I let it dry. And I don't know if you can tell, but I painted half of it white and I'm about to paint the other half white. And see how well it covers up that dark gray.
Yeah, that really looks good. Makes your blue and green really bright then when you put it on.
Exactly. Yeah. So then I just did some blue and green. I did not follow like an actual map. I was thinking about the earth long ago, and the continents used to be in different places.
I know.
Anyway, so I was like, I don't need to worry about where the North America and South America line up, because long ago we had different shapes of continents anyhow. But you could also copy the globe if you like, and you could have a very informational earth turtle.
You could even write the names of your countries on it.
Oh yeah.
A really informational earth turtle.
Yeah, you can spend a lot of time and say like where the different capitals of major countries are and so forth. It might be kind of fun. So as you can see, here's the container, and then I just used bottle caps for our head and our feet.
I like how you painted the eyes on the sides of the bottle cap to make it like he's looking up and forward.
Yeah. There's also ways, if you didn't want to paint it like the way I painted it, you could have your own techniques. So here's just some other options. Here is the river cooter that we looked at. Remember that picture that we saw with the yellow shell and the circles and everything, and how he had the lines on and stripes on its neck and face? That's what it looked like before.
And you painted that white?
Yeah, I just painted it white real fast, and it actually dried. Like, I did it at the same time when I was painting. When I painted that white, I painted this white, and then that was dry.
Yeah.
So first I painted like the turtle head, or I painted the earth turtle body, and then I painted the turtle head, and then I painted that, and then the earth turtle was dry, so I could start painting that at the
Yeah.
same.
How long did you let the paper mache dry before you could paint it?
Well, I actually did not put it out in the sun. I actually had to go to work, and I came back and did it at the end of the day.
So a few hours.
So I did a few hours. Yeah. But if you put it out in the sun or if it was in a dry place,
Yeah.
when you feel it, if it feels dry, then you can paint it. But if it feels cold and wet,
Yeah.
you should wait a little longer.
And you can also just tell from the looks of it, because
Yeah.
you can tell when paper is wet.
And here's just more of the details. And then I put, see there, I could have just drawn the eyes right on.
You could have, but I love that you did the little circles with the eyes.
Oh,
They
thank
makes
you.
it poke out a little bit. And sometimes turtles do have eyes that bulge out a bit.
That's right. And then it can kind of go peekaboo in and out of the shell. And then here's a little bit more about us. Are we almost already done? Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Well, here's my website. You could just type in Ladybug Events in your Google browser and find me. And then we have playfulevolvingmonsters.com. Could we find more classes on there?
You can find more classes and some summer camps coming up.
Oh, wow. Oh,
I think,
we're
yeah,
gonna make some giant puppets
we
together.
are going to make some giant
Oh,
puppets.
We're gonna make huge puppets together. I hope you can join us. It's gonna be so much fun.
So much fun.
Ah! And then we're also gonna be performing with giant puppets at the Get Off the Grid Fest. That's getoffthegridfest.net. That's in August if you happen to be in the East Ridge, Chattanooga area. It's just less than 2 hours from Atlanta as well. And then we have to thank our friends at Artsbuild, right?
Right. Because,
Oh, they are helping us make art together and share it with you.
yes, that's right. They're giving us money to help to do that.
Oh, I'm so happy. And they also are helping us spread the word about some of the wonderful creatures in the Tennessee River Basin and how we can celebrate their stories. I hope you can join us next time so you can learn about another animal that lives here in Tennessee.
What would that be?
Maybe a frog?
Frog.
Yeah.
Ooh, cool.
I love
A
frogs.
frog puppet?
I would like to make a frog
Let's
puppet.
make a frog puppet.
I hope you join us next time for the frog puppet. I'm gonna stop sharing so you can see our faces. Hi! I found a lot of frogs in this room, by the way. You might be wondering where we are. It's super shiny. This is actually a space where we grow mushrooms, and it gets all steamy and foggy, and the frogs like to sneak in. And we actually like some of the frogs because they help keep the bugs away. So they actually have a very important purpose, keeping some of those pesky bugs away. And I love how they sound. At night, you can hear them sing into the night.
Yes.
Right here, there's a pond nearby, so it's pretty special.
So cool.
Well, thank you,
Very cool.
everybody. Again, I'm Andrea or Miss Ladybug.
And I'm TJ.
And so I hope you had a good time. And I hope that, see, here's a little turtle face. See, that's at the top. I even put little claws. So this might be a boy turtle because he's got big claws. I'm not sure. And then right here is that top to the turtle shell. And then if you wanted to make one like a map or like the calendar with the sections, that would be really cool. I might have to do that.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Hopefully we see you on Earth Day on April 22nd for our puppet party.
Yes.